All right, everybody, welcome back. It's great to see you again. Today we're going to be counting down the top 10 things that you can do to get ready for the promotion or competition board. Let's get going. All right, so before we get started, I want to tell you a little bit about myself and some of my experiences. Obviously, I appeared before the promotion board for sergeant and staff sergeant. And I even got the hey you from my first sergeant one day. He walked in the office and said, "Hey, Stoker, you're going to go to the NCO of the quarter board." And I said, "All right, when?" And he said, "It's next week." And so I did, and I gave it everything that I had. That's all I can do, right? And came in second place at ForceCon. And I was inducted into the Sergeant Audie Murphy Club. More importantly than that, man, I have had dozens and dozens of soldiers and NCOs who've had successful appearances before the promotion board, as well as winning battalion and brigade and MACOM themselves. So I tell you all these things because, man, I've been where you are. I've been in your shoes. I know what it feels like. And along the way, I've learned some tips for success. If you haven't already done so, check out Mad Dog Sunday. It's the #1 way you can support this channel. All right, so let's get going. Counting down, number 10. And number 10 is not actually for you, it is for your sponsor. Sponsors, listen to me. You've got to provide that MOI to your soldier, your NCO, months in advance. You need to check your soldier's uniform, not just on a hanger, but on their person. Does their uniform fit? Does their uniform match their ERB? Take time out of your time to spend with your soldier to study with them. You need to conduct some mock boards with your soldier. Listen to me, that is one of the best ways that you can do to prepare your soldier for success. Get your leader's book ready and make sure that it's squared away. Promotion boards and competition boards come. They don't stop and they don't slow down. So we know every single month what's going to be happening. We know what's coming up, and if we're counseling our soldiers properly, we know when they're going to be eligible to go. So don't wait until your first sergeant is asking, prepare your soldier's packet now. And when you walk into the promotion board, you need to be ready to sell your soldier to the board. Why should that soldier receive a go at the promotion board? Why should they be selected above their peers? You have to tell the board. Leadership is personal. Listen to me, it is personal. Would you trust your son or daughter in the charge of that soldier? Make it that personal. All right, moving on. Let's count down to number 9. You need to know how to talk to the board and slow some things down. First off, when you're addressing board members, make sure you address them by their rank or position. Sergeant Major, First Sergeant, Sergeant. If the Rolodex in your mind is still clicking around and you're trying to find the answer that's in the back of your head, ask the board member to repeat the question. Ask them to rephrase the question. Don't talk quickly in everything that you're saying. Slow down how you're talking. Control the board to the best of your ability. Some boards by nature are going to move a little bit faster. They're going to be more shotgun style. Questions are going to be coming at you. So it's important that you take control of the board and don't lose your nerve or confidence. All right, number 7. Now I know you're asking, hey Stoker, what happened to number 8? Hey, number 8 is your secret. It's your success. Leave a comment down below and share your experience. All right, so number 7 is you have to know how to answer situational questions. A situational question is not a black and white answer. It's not a yes or no. It's not regurgitating verbatim what is in a regulation. For example, you've been assigned a new soldier. How are you going to conduct an initial counseling? Or you've been assigned to be the NCOIC for a range. How are you going to plan, prepare, conduct, execute, and assess that training? Situational questions are a true measure of what we really know about Army regulation. As you're studying, you need to be thinking, how might this question be phrased into a situational question? All right, number 6. Hey, you gotta study. You have to know the material. Get yourself a copy of the MOI and study what's in it. Maybe use 3x5 cards. Maybe you have questions and answers on a sheet of paper. Just make sure you take time every single day to study. And listen to me, as you're studying, don't just read your 3x5 card. Don't just read in your mind what's on your sheet of paper. You need to say your questions and answers out loud. Get the words out of your mouth. Because if you don't, when it comes time to get to the board, it's not gonna come out right. Number 5, you need to take care of yourself. Nobody's going to take care of you and your career better than you. So make sure you're looking at your ERB and you get it squared away. What's your GT score? How many correspondence hours do you have? Has your security clearance lapsed? Is your assignment history scrubbed up? Is your APFT and your weapons up to date? All these things and more are things that the board members are going to be looking at, and they're all important. Number 4, first impressions, baby. First impressions. You're standing outside and you're getting ready to get called in. Bang on that door and let them know that you're hungry and you want to come in. And when you come in the room, you march over and report to the president of the board. Don't walk, don't cupcake and lollipop. Move like you're a professional. However you envision your drill sergeant marching, that is what you should look like. You should be the embodiment of excellence. So present yourself to the president of the board. Execute a proper salute and report. About this time, the president of the board is going to have you execute a right face. He's going to have you march a couple steps forward and execute a left face. Execute another left face and march 4 to 6 steps forward again. Executing a right face. This is the time that the board members are inspecting your uniform. So again, make sure that you are marching and executing facing movements like a soldier. When the president of the board is ready, he's going to tell you to have a seat. So move directly to your seat, just don't turn your back to the board. When you sit down at a modified position of attention. Now the president of the board may ask you to tell the board a little bit about yourself. Hey, this is your bio. Tell the board about yourself. Make sure prior to you've rehearsed your bio. Nobody knows you better than you. So when you say your bio, say it with confidence. And don't forget to tell the board your short-term and long-term goals. It's okay in your bio to tell them why you want to be an NCO or what you've done to set yourself apart from your peers. Now I guarantee you the president of the board is going to ask you to say the creeds. If you've already been asked to sit down, stand up at the position of attention. And when you say the creeds, you need to say them with conviction and with passion. They need to be your creeds. Some people like to say the creeds like this. I am an American soldier. I'm a warring member of the team. I serve the people of the United States and live the Army values I always put. And they just keep rambling on. Or they'll say the creed of the non-commissioned officer like this. No one is more professional than I. I'm a non-commissioned officer, leader of soldiers, non-commissioned officer. I realize I'm a member of time on the call. And they just try to sputter it out. What is that telling the board? What is that telling the board? It tells the board that the only thing that you know is the black and white ink on that piece of paper. But do you really know the creeds? Are they in you? Are you trying to live them? The way that we can show the board that is by saying these creeds like they are our creeds. I am an American soldier. I am a warrior and a member of a team. I serve the people of the United States and live the Army values. Big difference, right? So make sure you project the creeds. You don't have to yell the creeds as loud as you can, although that's not a bad thing. Make them your creeds. And if you walk in and you're an NCO, you better know the soldier's creed. Make sure you know all 7 Army values and what they mean to you. Make sure you know your general orders. Make sure you're prepared to talk about 3 current events, a piece of local news, news that affects the military, and a piece of news that affects the nation or the world as a whole. And if you know the president or the other members of the board, it's okay to use this time to kind of get in there a little bit. Maybe it's basketball, baseball, or football season, and you know what their favorite teams are. You can talk about how they won big or how they tanked. And you need to be able to talk at least 2 minutes about your unit. Where was your unit constituted? What are some of the major engagements and wars that your unit has fought in? What are some significant accomplishments of your organization? And be able to describe your distinctive unit insignia. All right, number 3, nobody knows you better than you. So you need to be confident and project that confidence to the board. While you're there, the board only has a short amount of time to get to know you and why you should be given a go or selected above your peers. So if you lack confidence, it's not going to go well for you. You've been spending a lot of time preparing for this board. Now it's a matter of getting what's in you out to the board. So be confident and show the board who you are, because it's going to come out anyway. If you're just trying to get promoted to get a little bit more money, it's going to come out. And if you can't make it through the creeds, you're going to be asked to step it out. Number 2, you got to look good to feel good. Make sure you get your uniforms to the cleaners. And if they need to be tailored or altered, get that done. Don't walk in with pants that are too short or too long. Make sure your uniform matches your ERB. Don't wear a clip-on tie. Like walking, it is authorized but strongly discouraged. And if you really want to set yourself apart, put some edge dressing on your shoes. Make sure you have a fresh haircut. Number 1, do you want it or not? That's really what it all comes down to. Do you want this or not? If you want to be promoted to expand your sphere of influence, it has to come out in the board. If you want to get selected above your peers, it has to come out in the board. So if you don't want this, everything else doesn't even matter. You have to make sure that you look at all of the things that we've talked about to get you to this point. Don't take it for granted. If last month you appeared before a competition board and you won, and this month you're going to a promotion board, don't take it for granted. Don't stop. Don't slow down, you keep grinding. Because the moment that you take it for granted, it's gonna slip away. All right, everybody, there's the top 10 things that you can do to prepare for the promotion or competition board. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. And if you like the content of the video, hit the like and the subscribe button so you can stay up to date. And as always, until then, we'll see you.